I am so excited to talk about this episode because I really think this has been the best episode so far. Episode 4, the whole world is watching. Let's just get into this. Hey, and welcome back to They Love. And if you don't know, my name is Destiny, and I love to talk about the movies and TV shows that I love, and hopefully I can make you love them too. So I've been reviewing the Falcon and Winter Soldier weekly. And with these weekly reviews are a bit different. This is again the first show that I've been doing weekly reviews for. So these entire discussions / reviews are all spoilers. So please go watch the episode before you watch this video. But yeah, these videos are just more discussion based, and I think at the end of the season I'll make a full season review that's a bit more formal and where I actually have notes, because I don't really have notes on these videos because I just want to talk about these episodes with you guys. Again, discussion based. But yeah, I think episode 4, The Whole World is Watching, has been the best episode yet. I love this show, and I love that it's not only meeting, but exceeding my expectations. Because when they announced that there was going to be the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, I really thought, and I was hoping, and I was correct, that it would go into political and social commentary, just like, most of the Captain America movies. And again, I was correct. I'm so happy they're doing such a good job with it. I think the commentary, the writing is so great. And I like that the discussions that this show is forcing us to have, mostly through Twitter. I love Twitter, but Twitter is, I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter, but it's still great. I like it. I like being on there. I like seeing people's opinions, even though I don't always agree with them. But that is the world you live with if you are on Twitter like I am. Okay, now let's just get into the discussion for The Whole World is Watching. I'm gonna just try to go, and again, since I don't have notes, I'm just gonna try to go in order of the actual episode. That way, because sometimes I'll go on tangents, and that's not good. It's not good. So let's go in order. So, I love the opening scene. I don't know, maybe if you just don't have a heart, you felt nothing with this first scene. But I love the opening scene that opens in Wakanda, and it shows Ayo helping Bucky, deactivate basically the Winter Soldier programming. It was such a fantastic scene because the whole time they have flashbacks to him as Bucky as the Winter Soldier, but it's also Bucky now. And Sebastian Stan's acting through this whole scene, you can see the fear in his eyes that he would be activated, even though it kind of seems like they're purging this whole programming from the system. He acts it out so well. And when he's told you are free, the relief on his face, he's crying, but he also can't help but to smile. Oh, that whole opening scene, I'm like, Marvel, Disney, why are you doing this to me? and this episode just started. This is too much on my emotions. This is too much. But it contrasts to now, because Bucky has, in a way, teamed up with Zemo, because, in a way he has to, so he can find the information he needs. But of course, Wakanda and the Dora Milaje do not like that, because Zemo killed their king, T'Chaka. So he's given 8 hours before the Wakandans come back and take Zemo. And also, I found it so fascinating that when they go to investigate Morgenthal's Donna's death, to see where her funeral is, because Sam correctly assumes that if she was a pillar of the community, they would have some kind of funeral for her, which very smart. I found it so fascinating that not only that Zemo was the one to get the information, but how he got it and why Bucky nor Sam thought of doing it that way. Zemo was saying, I don't know what folk song he was singing, but he approached the children, by the way, giving them Turkish delights. It's kind of, do they not know, don't take candy from strangers? But it worked, I guess. But the way he approached it was oh, this is an old friend, I want to pay her my respects. And I don't understand why Sam nor Bucky thought of it that way. Didn't think of doing it that way, because of course this whole community is not going to be trusting at people who are going to just be asking, oh, where's this person? I need to know, where's this person? They're just coming from such a hero perspective, and okay, you're going to just tell me the information if I put on a nice face, and no, Bucky, Sam, no. So of course Zemo, kind of worked that situation to get what he wanted. And of course, he also held the information from Sam and Bucky to make sure that he was still viable. Like Zemo, I love Zemo. Like I don't trust Zemo as far as I can throw him, but he knows how to work the situation in his favor, and I gotta respect it. Gotta respect it. Now they do find the funeral for Danya, but by this point, both Walker and Hoskins have found them, and of course they force themselves in a situation. Of course they force themselves into the situation. I'm like, Walker, Hoskins, does anyone really need you guys here? Like, I'm sorry, I actually like Hoskins, even though somehow he still finds. I mean, maybe that is a good thing that he sees the good in Walker. Maybe Walker needs someone to see the good in him. We'll get into that later. But come on. They ruined the entire situation. Mostly Walker. Hoskins, it was mostly Walker. And that's why, with my last review / discussion, I was like, John Walker is going to get the serum. He's going to get it somehow because he just feels so inadequate. I don't know how to say it. He's just, like, he is so insecure. That's the thing. I'm like, what is with some of these guys in this show? I mean, it's mostly the guys. It's only really like Sharon, but they're like all kind of insecure in a way. Like, not insecure in like, oh, that's their entire personality. But when it comes to, I feel like Bucky's kind of insecure in like living like as a civilian and like living life not as a winter soldier. Sam, I feel like it was partially insecurity that led him to give up the shield, and I feel like John Walker is insecure. So, but it's all in different ways. But again, they find a funeral, but I thought it was such a big mistake for Sam, even though I do love that Sam's, I did mention that last week. I didn't understand why he didn't mention that. He's done counseling before, but I like that it came up this week. So he convinces, Walker, let me, go in 10 minutes with her, talk her down, and just see if I can, convince her, I guess, to come in. But I don't like that Sam came in to talk to Carly and said, oh, I'm alone. Because that situation was going to always go bad. Because if you come in and lie and say you're alone, obviously in 10 minutes it's going to be revealed either way that you're not alone. So I feel like Sam should at least said, okay, hey, to be honest, I'm not alone, but I convinced the people who are after you to let me talk to you. Even if she didn't like it, at least you didn't lie. At least you didn't lie. Okay, and what is fascinating again is how Zemo views the world. That he compares the Nazis to Ultron, to ultimately to the Avengers, because again these are all groups of people who think they are over people, whether it's for good or evil. And I'm kind of I love this show. I love this show. Because, again, it's making you think about these things in, a new perspective. It has more time than, just the movies. Even, with Captain America Civil War, it gives you more time. Sam and Bucky do try to argue that, Steve Rogers had the serum. He wasn't corrupted. But Zemo says, there hasn't been another Steve. So, and, again, there hasn't been another Steve. But, again, in my last episode 3 discussion, I did say Sam is too much like Steve in a bad way, that he was a bit naive with how he handled, Bucky going into the Zemo situation. But looking with this episode, I think Sam is, sometimes Sam is a bit too much like early Steve. I still kind of agree with that a little bit. But I feel like this episode 4, did affirm for me that Sam is a lot like Steve in a lot of good ways. I'm like, what did Steve say to you when he gave you the shield? Of course, we saw that scene in Avengers Endgame, but what else happened? Steve, you should have maybe just sat down with him and explained to him every reason why you're giving him the shield, because that should have been a whole little meeting. Okay, here's the reasons why I'm going to hand you the shield, but I'm just going to say my reason so you know for sure, no doubts. Because I think the way Sam approached the situation with Carly and with everyone in this episode, he's such a good modern Captain America. I stand by that. Sam is Captain America. I know this show is going to go into Sam becoming Captain America, but I think the problem is that Sam is Captain America now. Like, I need to emphasize this. Sam, right now, is Captain America. He just gave up the shield to the museum and the government and whatever, and he didn't accept the mantle. But I feel like it's like Iron Man. It's like the suit doesn't make you Iron Man. Tony Stark is Iron Man. Like, of course, the suit is, the image of Iron Man, but just because you have the suit does not mean anything, without the man inside it. So I feel like Sam is Captain America already. He doesn't even need the suit. I want him to get the shield, though. Like, I really hope he gets the shield in the next episode, but at the same time, they kind of... I'm going to get into it, but they kind of, like, ruined that image of the shield. But I feel like we know, like, I know, you know, Sam is Captain America. And the only person who doesn't know that is Sam. Basically. Okay, I just have to state that because that kind of popped into my head because, again, the way I really like Sam. I mean, I do like Sam. I feel like I've been hard on Sam because, again, he gave up the shield. But, again, I feel like I've been hard on Sam, but I do like him. I just wish, again, he would accept who he is. He didn't have to become Captain America. He didn't have to, do anything. Like, Steve gave him the shield for a reason. That's not like, Steve, why didn't you explain? We didn't have a whole conversation. Where is Steve? Like, because he's supposed to be an old man, right? So, where is Steve? I don't know. But back to the funeral. Obviously, the thing I don't like about Carly, I was on the side of the Flag Smashers before they blew up. Well, mostly Carly because the others weren't aware. Before they blew up the building, I'm like, oh, I didn't understand what the Flag Smashers stood for in the first episode. But once I understood, like, oh, they're standing for the displaced people who, just came back. Again, it was out of their choice, so I got what they were standing for. I got their motivations. They are trying to help people in a way. But once Carly blew up that building knowingly, with people still in there and said, like, oh, this is the language that they speak, so we have to speak it. I'm like, Carly, you are turning into what you hate. Like, what is with these people? And it's mostly, characters, but people really are like this. Like, what is with these people who turn into what they hate and say, like, oh, the ends always justify the means? No, they don't. I'm going to say it right now. I do not believe that the ends always justify the means. Because if you are standing against something, but slowly, with every single step, you are turning into what you hate, then you completely ruined your movement. Like, even when Carly and Sam were talking, and Sam was so good, Anthony Mackie was so good in the scene, and Sam was so good talking to Carly, and he pointed out, like, she has the same rhetoric as, like, the groups of people she hates. Like, she really said, like, oh, if I like blew up a building, these people were roadblocks, I wouldn't be mad at myself. I had to do it again. And then she tried to take it back. I'm like, Carly, you can't take that back, Carly. You can't take that back. She was trying to say, like, oh, you forced me to say that. That's not what I meant. I'm like, no, Carly, that's what you meant. You would do it again to those people, to innocent people. I know that those people are working for the GRC, a group you don't agree with, but that is the over-encompassing group. It would be like people who don't like Amazon and don't like Jeff Bezos somehow going after people who are just making a living. Does that make any sense? I really hope it doesn't make any sense to you, because it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. But obviously, Walker ruins everything. He gets so impatient, and I don't know how he gets through to Bucky saying, like, oh, that's your partner in there. Don't leave him. But he interrupts the whole situation, so that just goes into catastrophe. And another thing I did not understand about Carly is that she goes and gets the vials from cemetery. But the thing is, did you notice? Because the doctor, Nagel, said that there was 20 vials in general. And so there's at least 8 Flag Smashers. So there should have been 12 vials left. But when you look at the bag, there's only 7. I think I counted 7 when she actually opened the bag. So that means that there's like 5 up in the wind, right? Because, yeah, so there's still 5 vials up in the wind somewhere because she only had 7 and she already used 8. And it looked like that little bag she had only could carry like 15 vials. Maybe I'm just going too much detail in my mind. But I think there's still vials left out there. Because Zemo finds Carly, and I was so shocked. I really thought that Zemo would be the kind of person to like, oh, super soldiers shouldn't exist, but still like take the serum or whatever. Because there are people like that. Like they do not practice what they preach. But I have to respect Zemo for practicing what he preaches because he sees the vials and immediately destroys them, immediately. But of course, he doesn't get all of them before Walker shows up and like knocks him out. And of course, there's one left. One in the little corner. Oh yeah, before I forget, I did think it was interesting that Carly and the Flag Smasher were talking to each other when they got the vials. And she was saying like, oh, should I make more of us? But I just thought it was more fascinating that the Flag Smasher was saying that, oh, you're basically our Captain America because you stand for us. You understand what we're going through. I just thought that was fascinating. These ideas of the like Captain Americas and what they should be and what they should stand for and what they should even like look like. I love the show. It's really making you think. I was not surprised at all when Walker took that last vial because again, it's like I said, I just know that he really wants to become a super soldier and have that strength. Like even in the first couple of fights with the Flag Smashers, you could just tell that he is just tired of like losing to these people and like not being the strongest in the room in a way, not having the same capabilities. Now, one of the next scenes is actually my favorite. Is when the Dora Milaje show up. Oh my gosh, they finally come for Zemo, and this whole scene, which is so fantastic, not just from like a fight sequence level, but also just in the way it develops the characters, because Walker is so condescending. Like, I cannot believe, like, it was so strange that he was trying to like explain the situation to her and like touched her shoulder. I'm like, Walker, do you not... Who would look at the Dora Milaje and be like, oh, they're not serious? Because they look serious. And I actually forgot, but I think the Dora Milaje are supposed to be a bit enhanced. Not by serum, but I think by the same, like, purple roots. I need to look that up. But I think they are supposed to be a little bit enhanced. But the whole situation just embarrasses Walker because they just defeat him so quickly. And he's like, later on, he's like, oh, they weren't even enhanced. I mean, one, you don't know that for sure. But do you not see how capable they are? Because the thing is, you're not enhanced. And if you're like if the Dora Milaje weren't enhanced, let's just go with that theory, but I think they are supposed to be. But let's just say you have non-enhanced women fighting against, Hoskins and Walker, who are also non-enhanced, but, they're soldiers. But the Dora Milaje are highly trained. So I'm like, this is just so condescending to these women, these warriors, who, again, are highly trained to defeat people. And I think they are enhanced as well. But Walker is just humiliated by the whole aspect. And another thing is that during the fight, Bucky's, there's like a failsafe, I guess, to like take off Bucky's arm. And I was so shocked by this. Like, I mean, when it happened, I was shocked. But when I thought about it, I wasn't that surprised because, of course, there should be like a failsafe. I guess maybe you want to replace the arm, a failsafe, like if Bucky actually like goes to the bad side or whatever. I mean, Wakanda, like they're not idiots, basically. The Dora Milaje, not idiots. So I wasn't surprised by that. But a lot of people are saying like, oh, this means that they never trusted Bucky, they never trusted him. I'm like, no, that doesn't really mean they never trusted him. That just means, for me, it would make sense if they ever do have to take out the arm to even like fix it. And it would make, the thing is, Bucky came to them as an unknown person. Like, we know Bucky's story, and they know Bucky's story, but did they see Bucky's story? No, they did not. So, I don't think it's like, oh, they don't trust him, they never trusted him, like, they lied to him. No, I just think that, of course, they put a failsafe in the arm, and then even it makes sense, again, if you just have to fix the arm. So, I guess it just could still be applied in, an action sequence in the fight situation, like, okay, I gotta take you out of running without your arm. Oh my god. That was bad, but I felt so sad for Bucky this entire episode. Like just the beginning, and the look on his face when his arm was, taken off his body. Like, felt so bad for him. During this chaos, as I suspected, while it was happening, Zemo just leaves. He gets out of there. He performs El Chapo. Like, he goes into the vents and he is gone. And I'm like, guys, what is wrong with you guys? Like, I didn't even know. Honestly, when Sam and Bucky were kind of staying out of the fight and Bucky didn't even really want to help, I'm like, yeah, just stay out of the fight, because one, you don't need to be in the fight. The fight shouldn't have been started. I feel like it's Walker's fault. And then two, someone needs to watch Zemo. Why didn't no one watch Zemo? So strange. So strange. I don't even think it was like, oh, now we trust Zemo. I really just think they forgot about Zemo and just were irresponsible. But yeah, but one thing I did want to talk about from before, when they were talking about Steve Rogers, not being corrupted or being maybe uncorruptible, is I don't know, because again, Steve isn't like this perfect person. It's the whole like good man versus the perfect soldier argument. Like the reason, the serum enhances what you already are. So that's why he was chosen for it. But I don't know. I feel like some people would argue that Steve was corruptible because of everything that happened in Civil War. And with me personally, I was in the middle, because one, I like both the main characters, Team Cap versus Team Iron Man. I like both of them in many ways, but then I also agree with both of them. I understand, needing responsibility and needing to be held accountable, and I also understand that no one can trust governments. I just have to be honest. Like, after everything that happened in Captain America and Winter Soldier, why would Steve, of all people, trust any government? Even if they're the United Nations, all the countries coming together, why would he trust them at all? I just have to be honest. That's what I think. That's how I see it. I don't think it was a situation of, because some people who are Team Iron Man feel this way, and I don't feel this way. Again, maybe because I see both sides. But I don't think it was a situation of Steve not wanting to take accountability for any casualties or disasters, or basically not wanting to take accountability for his actions. I don't think that was the case. It's not like with Walker when he was talking last episode saying like, oh, it doesn't matter how we do it if we get it done. No, Steve Rogers never had that rhetoric. I just really feel that he did not trust any government to ever get anything done. Any government, any organization, and I understand it. Come on, like S.H.I.E.L.D., it turned out that S.H.I.E.L.D., this founding organization, was infiltrated by Hydra the entire time. And not only that, you find out that your best friend is like an agent for Hydra against his will. Like, I can see why he had the stance that he did. So, and I don't think it's a matter of Steve, even Steve was corrupted or whatever. It's complicated. It's very complicated. But I don't understand, guys. Maybe if you're watching this video, really let me know, because I have seen too many Carly defenders. Like, again, I was on Carly's side before with Flag Smashers, but when she blew up that building, and then in this episode she calls and threatens Sarah, I don't care what you say. I don't care if you say like, oh, she wasn't gonna go through with it, she was just calling to like let Sam know. No, she threatened Sarah and Sam's nephews to say like, come meet up with me. And she wants to now assassinate Captain America. And she even talked about, what is with people wanting to destroy the S.H.I.E.L.D.? Again, I'm going to talk about the S.H.I.E.L.D. at the end. But everyone wants to destroy the S.H.I.E.L.D., but for some reason everyone wants to be Captain America. I don't understand it. Like, it's a package deal. But the fact that she wants to assassinate Captain America, and like, look, I don't like John Walker. But does she know John Walker? Has she seen like the scenes of John Walker that we have seen? No, she has not. Like, what if Sam had been the one to take up the mantle and he had been fighting against the Flag Smashers the entire time? They still would have wanted to assassinate Captain America because he's Captain America. And that is a huge problem to me. I will never understand now people defending Carly and the Flag Smashers Now everything is just, they're a problem. Like their whole philosophy and methods are a problem. Like at the end of the day, to me, it doesn't matter. I'm being serious. It doesn't matter if your motivations are good if your methods are evil. That's just the way I feel. If you are becoming what you hate, you are diminishing your entire goal. And that is your fault. Your fault, Carly. I'm not on your side. I don't like John Walker either, but Carly. But I did like this entire in fight sequence in the abandoned building. I do like showing how Falcon kind of maneuvers, even like in close spaces. And of course, we finally got that iconic, knife throw spin thing from Bucky. But at first I wasn't sure. I'm like, why would Walker take the serum off screen? But I think it was worth it for him to do it off screen, because when he throws his shield and it impales himself into the wall, it was like so shocking. I'm like, oh, he took it? Wow, he took it. He's enhanced now. Oh my gosh, he's enhanced. That's not good. So that was a good moment. But the Flag Smashers really were coming after Walker. They were really trying to assassinate Walker, Captain America. And like one Battlestar is kidnapped, but he's a soldier. He's been in, I guess, stressful situations, so he does get himself out of the situation. But one of the Flag Smashers is like holding Walker so Carly can come in like for the kill. And again, the Flag Smashers and Carly at this point, I mean, Walker is enhanced at this point. I wonder if it's maybe, since it's at equal level, again, if it's like, multiple people teaming up against him, they can still, get the jump on him. But the fact that Hoskins, moves in front and tries to, moves in front to like get Walker out of the situation, and Carly I think it was Carly who smacks Hoskins out of the way. Now Hoskins is not enhanced. Oh my god. And the way he lands into the pillar, and you just know instantly he is dead. Oh, it was so awful. It was so awful. I felt so bad. Like, it made me realize Hoskins is not enhanced. Like, yeah, Sam is Falcon, he has the wings, but he's not enhanced either. Like, they're super vulnerable. Like, sometimes you don't think of that in these situations. And I felt so awful. Like, for Hoskins, obviously. But I actually felt super bad for Walker. This is basically his villain origin story. I can't even joke. Like, this is his villain origin story. Like, he's trying to... There are some aspects and some scenes that he has. I'm like, okay, are they trying to make John Walker sympathetic? Because in so many other ways, he's such an asshole. But at the same time, like, I feel like Hoskins, saw, like I said earlier, saw the good in him. And once that happened, I'm like, yeah, Walker is done. Walker, even if he was like gonna be like an anti-hero before, even though we wouldn't like him personally because his personality, even if Walker was like a good person or like the hero of the story, he's such an asshole that I just couldn't like him personally. But I feel like that is all gone. Like, just look in his eyes and he realizes Hoskins is dead. Like, even Bucky and Sam, when they look over to see what happened to Hoskins, everyone is just so shocked. But at the same time, I'm like, why are you shocked? Like, again, Sam and Hoskins, you are the most vulnerable here. Of course, like, these Flag Smashers, now that Carly has made her point, they really are fighting to the death. It's not just, oh, we need to come in and arrest you, or oh, they're not going to go down easy. They're not. But I will never get over the way this episode ended, with Walker chasing after the Flag Smashers, can't find Carly, so it goes after Nico, I think. I think it was the one who actually like held him back so Carly could come in for the kill, and actually kills Nico with the shield. I'm pretty sure that man should be decapitated, because oh my god, the end image with the shield with all the blood on it, and Carly is in the crowd. I think she disappears by the end. But look, she wanted to assassinate Captain America. I'm pretty sure she assassinated his image, because I don't know how, like, I cannot believe Disney Marvel put that out into the world. The shield, the iconic shield with the blood on it. I will never get over it. That was awful. That was an awful thing to see. And then they immediately end the episode. I'm like, are they gonna? Because I know, again, from the trailers, we know Sam is gonna end up with a shield. So that better happen next episode, because I have no idea what else could happen at this point, because that's awful. Like, people were in the crowd filming him. He really just, I'm partially still shocked. I am still shocked by this. I have no idea what's going to happen next, because I don't think Walker is enhanced now, but there's no way he can still be Captain America, even from the people who made him Captain America, you know what I mean? So, I still feel so bad for Hoskins, though, because if anything, I feel like Walker did need Hoskins to be, to still have that goodness inside of him, even though he was just had asshole behavior sometimes. Oh yeah, another thing before I forget. At this point, if Sharon is not the power broker, she has to either know the power broker, because at first in episode 3 I was like, okay, she could be, like, she seems like, I don't know, in some aspects she seems like the boss, even the way that she was picked up with the car and everything. In this episode, the way she walked through armed guards, if she's not the power broker, she knows who it is or is allied with them somehow, because even I found it strange how Sharon was talking to Sam, saying like, oh, the power broker is so mad that the serums are gone, make sure you can buy the serum. I'm suspicious. I'm just suspicious at this time. Like, I need to see who the power broker is. Hopefully that's revealed next episode. Oh yeah, and another thing. I don't know. Would you guys take the super soldier serum? Because I don't know if I would. I think some people are trying to argue like, oh, is the serum that kind of makes you mad or like kind of can like corrupt you? And I'm like, I don't think it is. I agree with all the way back into the first Avenger, Captain America the First Avenger, is that the serum makes you more of who you are already. If you're good, more good. If you're bad, Red Skull. Like, I think that's actually the one thing that's pretty simple. I don't think it's like, oh, it's gonna make, I really hope they actually don't do that, and they don't cop out and say like, oh, there's parts of the serum that like makes you mad or like makes you crazy or whatever. I really hope they don't do that. Even with Zemo, whenever he, like, I do like how Sam tried to stand up for Bucky when Zemo's having these conversations about super soldiers and how they're always corruptible and how we can't have, the new gods and all of that. And I'm like, Zemo, do you feel this way about Bucky as well? Because like, he got you out of jail, I guess. But I did like that when Zemo asked Sam, would he take the serum? He immediately says no. I mean, again, I don't know if I would. It's very difficult. I think I'm a good person. But it's hard because I don't want to be like a Walker, because I feel like he wanted to just take the serum to be better or the best. Like, that's the reason why he wanted to take the serum. I don't think he wanted to take the serum to do good, like the original Steve Rogers. So I feel like Sam, in a way, kind of should take it logically, because there's so many super soldiers out there. But at the same time, I did respect him a lot when he immediately said no hesitation. Even like Zemo said, he noticed no hesitation. And I felt like it was an interesting contrast to later on when Hoskins and Walker were talking about, oh, would you take the serum? And Hoskins is immediately like, oh yeah, hell yes. I'm like, that is such an interesting contrast. I don't know. I don't know if I would take it, realistically. I don't know. I really, really, really love this show. Like, I'm very happy that, again, it's not only meeting my expectations, but exceeding them. Not just with like with everything related, the political and social commentary, the characters, the action. I really hope that Sam does have the shield in the next episode and not the end of the next episode. I don't know how he can have the shield just in the season finale. I would be mad. And but I do like how these characters are being explored. I'm really enjoying all these Disney Plus shows. I mean, this is only the second one for Marvel, but I'm enjoying these Marvel Disney Plus shows because I love how you can get more into these characters' minds, and characters that didn't have several movies to explore just them, because most of the people we know from the main movies are like Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, maybe Natasha. I mean, I got Natasha's getting her own movie. It just took forever in a day. But again, I love that these characters are getting more time. But I really do hope that Sam has a shield in the next episode. Maybe not the shield. Again, I'm conflicted now because they really ruined the image of the shield. But I hope that next episode that he is Captain America, and it's not just us. It's not just us saying that. I really hope that next episode he realizes it as well, because I think that's all we need. He's a great Captain America. I really felt the way that he handled the situation with Carly, even staying up for Bucky. He's so, again, competent in the field. He is the only person who has not realized that he is Captain America at this point. And that's all we need at this point. So, what did you guys think of this episode? I hope this video isn't going to be super long. What did you guys think of this episode? I really enjoyed it. The whole world is watching. Great title, by the way. But, yeah, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of. I really want to know what you guys think of, Carly Walker. Because, again, I see so many people, taking sides, oh, I can't wait for Carly to kill Walker, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm on neither side. If I have to pick a crew, I'm picking, the Bucky-Sam crew. Simple. I'm just sticking with Bucky and Sam. Z goes to the win now. But these people picking sides with Carly and Walker, I will never get it. I think they're both bad. I mean, I think they're different sides of the same coin, but I think they're both pretty bad. And that's also I think that's the point of the show. I really hope that's the point of the show. I really hope they don't give a cop out with the serum or whatever. Because that's one of the main reasons I like it. I like the things being explored here. So yeah, just let me know what you think of this episode. I am so excited for the next 2 episodes. Again, I cannot believe there's only 2 more episodes. This show is moving so fast. But again, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of my videos and for more of my weekly discussions about these shows. And I'll see you guys later.